What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be checking out Tainted Grail Conquest. This game comes out on the 27th, and it's kind of a Grimdark Arthurian roguelite, I suppose. The goal is that you have kind of like a little town, you have like a little village, little city, you venture out into the weird, you find people to bring back to your village, make it grow. The game is very, very difficult. You're going to die a lot, but you make a little bit of progress each time that gets carried in between runs. You might be asking yourself, Splat, didn't you play Tainted Grail a while ago? I did indeed, but that was Fall of Avalon. So basically the game split in two directions. Tainted Grail Conquest is basically a full-fledged roguelite version of the RPG game, Fall of Avalon, which has a much more cyclical approach to the gameplay loop, where you're supposed to be playing, dying, unlocking some stuff, going again, whereas Fall of Avalon is focusing much more on the RPG aspects of the game with like gear and armor and character customization and stuff like that. So anyways, you might have noticed from the title, this game is sponsored on the channel as of right now, so please don't use this as any form of critique, just use it for entertainment, because that's what I'm here for. We're going to spend about the next 30 minutes with the game, we're going to check it out, have a good time with it. I'll probably end up either streaming this or Fall of Avalon at some point, because I do want to dive on in deeper. I've spent about 3.5 hours with this prior to recording the video, and so I've got a good grasp on how things are going, but actually it really titillated me in such a way that like I want to go back and compare and contrast between the Conquest branch of the game and the Fall of Avalon branch of the game and just kind of see how they differentiate. If you did want to see the Fall of Avalon gameplay, watch any of my previous videos on Tainted Grail, and you can see what that's like, whereas this is a completely different branch or offshoot from the original game. Okay, so let's dive straight on in. We'll do a new run out here. At the beginning of a run, you get to pick a character. We've got a bunch of characters. We've got Apostates, the Sentinel, we've got the Zealot, we've got the Pathfinder, the Weird Hunter, the Berserker, the Blood Mage, the Summoner, and the Necromancer. I've spent most of my 3.5 hours with the Pathfinder, the Weird Hunter, the Berserker, and the Summoner. The other ones I haven't put a bunch of time into, and so today we probably won't get around to trying out those classes. I'll probably stick with something that I'm a little bit more comfortable with and something that I feel confident that I can play well. So we'll go with the default. When you start the game off, you get the Weird Hunter, and I have no doubt we're probably going to die during the course of today's video. If we do, we'll try out different classes. My personal favorite as of right now is the Pathfinder. He's very much kind of like a tanky, turtly paladin. He gets stronger for every turn that he doesn't take damage, and it can spiral way out of control if you're good at managing in combat. So anyways, let's go with the Weird Hunter here. The Weird Hunter has a ultimate ability. Let's see here. What is the ultimate ability? So, Weird Hunters call upon a beast of the weirdness to deal massive amounts of damage to the enemy. Oh, that's right. He's got the AoE explosion that he does whenever he maxes out his limit break. And then we've got a passive skill. Every time we hit an enemy, it puts a hunter mark on them. 4 hunter marks, they become vulnerable, which means they take more damage. Let's go. Alright, so here we are in the village. We've started out with some basic stuff. We have 75 Weirdstone. Weirdstone is going to be used to buy permanent upgrades. It's basically the meta currency. We've got 100 wealth right here. That's the money that you start out with. This is not going to transfer in between runs. Bottom left-hand corner, we've got how many weird candles we have. You light weird candles because when you're out in the fog, basically, if you don't have a weird candle lit and you get into combat or any other situation, you're going to have debuffs added to your character that are going to be kind of a pain in the ass to manage. We've got 100 health right here. My character's name is Oleg, apparently. We'll go ahead and head off this way. I've unlocked a couple of things. So I've got like this little traveler over here. He's basically like a potion crafter, like a healer. And then I've brought the blacksmith back from the weird as well during my first like 4 or 5 runs. The reason I did that is because I wanted to be able to show you all the classes. When you come into the game, there's actually kind of like a voice tutorial, and it's pretty good actually. It actually reminds me in a lot of ways of like Disco Elysium, I guess, in kind of just the weirdness and the upsettedness of it. Like the whole thing has like a very weird Eldritch vibe to it that makes you feel vaguely unsettled. And the intro is probably about 30-35 minutes that you have to play through, but I didn't feel comfortable kind of with a video like this showing only... It takes you about 35 minutes just to get through the tutorial, and so I didn't want to do a video like this where it was just the tutorial. I wanted to show off the game proper. We do have a couple of menus we can play around with. There's the map. You can see enemies and bosses and things around. The goal is effectively just to navigate this map over here. There'll be random locations and events, but the ultimate goal is to wipe out the boss. And when you wipe out the boss, little different areas of the city are going to unlock around the men here. So anyways, not a whole lot to do here except for head on out. We could talk to the blacksmith and see if he's got any runes that look rockin'. You got any runes for me, buddy? I'll buy some rune stones from you. So we've got a cracked calc over here. If we put it in a weapon slot, it changes around. We draw an extra card in combat. If we put it in our armor slot, we get 5 HP back every time we win a combat. I think that's a good idea, so I'll go ahead and take that. We also have cracked gar over here. If we put it in an armor slot at the end of our turn, we deal 1 hit for 5 damage to all enemies. That's actually pretty solid as well. And then in our weapon slot, it'll increase our damage by 2. That's not like massive, but it is something, so I'll take that too. I mean, the money is temporary anyways, so we might as well spend it now to make sure we're properly equipped. Jumping on into our inventory menus over here, you can see our hero. Our hero is the Weird Hunter. We've got our items over here, 5 weird candles and 4 healing mixtures. In our runestones menu, I haven't unlocked all these slots right here, but what we can do is I want to heal the 5 after every combat, and I want to get the 2 extra damage, so that's good, and it'll give you a list of the modifiers and effects down here at the bottom. I assume you unlock these by a crafter that you find out inside of the fog. Haven't found him yet. It's been about 2 hours, 3 hours of playing, and I haven't seen him, but I'm sure he's out there somewhere. These are not perma-slotted. You can move these around as you desire. I think that gives you a little bit of variability with your tactics that is laudable. Most games would, like, lock this stuff in so that you can never get it back out again. I actually kind of like the fact that you can be freewheeling about it and move it around. You can also take these if you have multiples of the same type, and you can fuse them into a bigger, better version at the blacksmith. I haven't done that part yet because my runestones are always kind of random as I pick them up, but out into the weird we go. So you might be noticing that it's kind of hard to see and it's kind of messy out here. Yup, that's because we got to light a weird candle. There you go. Weird candle has been lit. We can take a look at some of these enemies over here and see if they're going to be a good match for us. This guy right here is just one guy. That's good. We sort of excel at 1v1s, but we get overwhelmed and kind of glomped on really, really badly against enemies that have like 3 or 4. He's going to attack in 2 turns. All right, so this game uses a card-based system for combat. Things you need to know. Every turn we draw 6 cards. Everything gets discarded at the end of our turn if we haven't played it. We got our health potions up there. We've got our active abilities over on this side, and we can unfold all of our passive effects if we want. We have 3 energy to play around with. This is our limit break. It fills up by us dealing damage, and when it gets up to 20 hits, we can do a massive AoE that deals a ton of damage. Cards we have available for right now, we have Broad Reach. We can do double damage. I'll probably do that. So we'll smack this guy right here for 22, and then we'll go for Small Strikes right there. That's going to give us a nice little burst of damage. We can rotate the camera so you get a better view of the combat. You can also see the crazy enemy character models over here if you want. I'm going to pass my turn. I'm going to let him do his thing. He's not going to do anything because he's not attacking for right now. We do have a Tainted card. These are going to occasionally come up when you have a weird candle lit. They usually do something positive right now if you play them, so this will reduce the damage of all enemies by 20%, and then next turn if we don't play it, it'll increase a random card's cost by 1. We've got Overhead Swing right here. It's going to nerf the enemy's defense, so I'm going to do that real fast. You'll see that his armor has gone down. That's going to adjust the values for the damage that we're dealing out, but it doesn't matter because the man's dead. We done took him out, and we've got our XP right there. We've leveled up to 2, and we got a little bit of cash for the effort. We get to pick a card right now because we leveled up. We can go with either stance cards, which are largely defense, or like buffs or attack cards. We've got advanced attack right here. Deal 1 hit for 150% damage and then return 3. The card stays in your hand after it was played. Okay. We've also got Steel Eater, reduce the enemy's armor by 100% of your damage until the end of combat. And then we've got increase damage dealt by 10% until the end of combat. That's pretty good, so I'm going to take that. I like free stuff. And then when we level up, we get to pick a passive skill, too, in going along with sort of this Binding of Isaac style accumulating passives and, you know, abilities type deal for the run that go away when you die. We can block every second hit that we get in a turn. That's pretty good. Whenever you play 2 or less cards in a turn, your first hit on the next turn does 400% damage, and then we can increase the maximum damage we deal by 6. I like these 2 right here. I think I'm going to go with beginner's luck, though, because, oh, we got a cracked Stan over here. In our weapon slot, it reduces the armor of all enemies by 10. If we put it in an armor slot, it gives us 30 HP. Okay, I like both of those. That's good. We didn't take any damage right there, so we didn't really benefit from the ability that we have to get 5 back. We've got another enemy over here. I think it's a similar fight, and you really do kind of want to do feeder fights in this game. So you want to fight enemies you can handle very, very easily. If you don't, you're going to end up with big problems. And so there's another combat right there. This guy's not going to attack for a little bit, so honestly, I don't even care. Let's go for small strikes. It looks like it only buffed the first damage of the swing, which is kind of a bummer. But I did want to test that out. We've got Tainted Forge over here. Reduce the armor. Draw 2 cards less. We've still got a turn, so like I'll probably go Broad Reach with an overhead swing to nerf his armor. And then we'll probably just go for an attack right there for the 15 damage. We'll bypass our turn. We're going to draw 1 less card. Shouldn't matter altogether that much because he's already lined up to die. A little bit of XP right there to add to the pile, and then we'll keep on a truckin'. Alright, so what do we have going on here? There's enemies over there. It looks like there's maybe a Weirdstone over here. Yeah, there's a milestone. So these milestones, they give you an option. So with the milestones, you can boost its range, and that means that you don't need to have a weird candle lit when you're around here. We can extinguish it to get a candle, or we can ask for a blessing, and so it'll heal us, boost our damage, or boost our armor for our next fight. I'm going to take the weird candle. Just because, like, I've never found that those stones really help out altogether that much. What you prefer to have is that, like, if there's a lot of enemies and stuff that are around that, you want to basically light it up so you can fight all the enemies independent of the weird stone or the weird candle that you have lit. But honestly, it hasn't really mattered altogether that much for me. And so, like, I tend to just take the candle so that I can move freely with the light radius around me. Okay, so 2 enemies over here. This guy is going to soak all of the damage that we try to deal to anybody else on the battlefield. He's got basically a vortex ability that redirects all the damage towards him, so he's like a tank. It's going to be kind of a pain in the ass to deal with, but I will stun a random enemy because that gets rid of 1 damage going out. We do have preparation right there, so that's 10% more damage we're going to be able to bring on in. We need to block one of these. So this game doesn't use a numerative system for blocking. So like, for example, if you're playing like Slay the Spire, if there's 7 damage going out, you got to play enough cards to block 7 damage. In this game, it's different. 1 block basically absorbs an entire hit. And so we need 1 block to negate this guy's damage right there. I'm going to go overhead swing on that dude right there just to start debuffing his armor. And that's all we've got with our turn. They're both going to attack right here. I don't think that we have the block to absorb it, but I'm going to put a block up. We're going to go overhead swing right there, and then we're going to go for... Let's go for an attack right there. I need to get him down about as fast as possible. We took 6 damage right there. It's a bit of a bummer. I'd rather not. We need to play 1 block right here, and then we'll go with just a little bit of extra damage. I could have gone for a double hit right there, dealing double damage, but I knew that what my counter was going to go up was going to make him vulnerable, and it was going to make me deal double damage anyway, so I could get the effect for free, and so that's why I didn't play it. He's put up a debuff totem that's going to debuff my armor. That's a bummer. So we need to stun 1 enemy, and we need to block the other. I'm going to play preparation so that we're still increasing our damage by another 10%. I do think we should see some pretty solid dividends off that as the game goes along. I got 1 block out right here. There's only 1 damage going out, so that's fine. We'll overhead you. We'll overhead you. I'm going to get rid of the buff bot in just a minute, but for right now, it doesn't matter. If we don't play that, we get a buff, so I'm going to take the 5 barrier for the next turn. Oh, he's got 2 of them up now. Not great. I'm going to have to deal with this. Oh, it's going to redirect to him. Ooh, that actually creates a nasty little combo. Okay, I'm going to get the 2 block up so that we can absorb these 2 hits. We should have him down pretty soon, so it should be okay. We've only got 1 thing going out. Oh, I should have played the preparation first. That was a misplay. All right, so he's dead. Now I can go after all the totems and stuff that are coming up. There are a lot of totems around here. I need to stun you, otherwise I'm going to have a really bad day in just a minute. 1 totem down. And then let's go for a totem down over here. Maybe. There we go. Another totem down. Oh, he keeps the buff, though. Oof, that could be high stakes. I thought the buff would fall off, so that's their base damage right there and how much it's been modified by the totem. I thought it would fall off at the end of this. It did not fall off. Let's throw some damage out there just to eliminate some totems. We'll play our preparation again to get up to 140% damage. We'll play broad hit. I don't know if that's going to hold till next turn. I think it will. Or broad reach. Oh, I can stack it again. Let's stack it again. Yeah, that's what I like to see. So we've got 34 to 47 going out right there. That's pretty sexy. I'm not against it. Let me play my block real fast so I don't eat that hit right there. And put up a healing totem, which is honestly not that big of a deal. There we go. Finished him off. And that should be level 3. Very good. So we get to pick a new card in accordance with our level. Deal 1 hit for 100% damage and then chain. It multiplies the card's effect by the number of cards of the same type played in a row during this turn. Okay, deal 1 hit for 75% damage. If the enemy intends to attack, stun it. That's really good for protecting ourselves. This game is sort of unique in the effect that, like, defense is not always defense cards. Like, that's actually a defense card right there. It reads like an offense card, but it's actually a defense card. It's for eliminating damage. Or we can reduce the damage dealt by all enemies by 30% for 2 turns. I'm going to go with Crippling Attack. I've had good luck with it in the past. We didn't get a perk right there. We got to wait. Oh, we found a blacksmith. What do you want?
What am I doing here? Well, looking for resources, obviously. Here, look what I found recently.
He hands you a round object filled with light. The moment you touch it, it blends into your hand, and you feel a strange power rising inside you.
Oh, cool. I got 5 free armor. Nice. Definitely take that. All right, so let's have a look around here. Looks like there's another roadstone over here, whatever it's called, a milestone. I'll light this one just so you guys can see what it looks like.
The flickering light of the weird candle combines with the milestone's faint radiance. The surrounding darkness is pushed even further back.
Everything in the game is voiced, by the way. This game actually has really good voice acting of the type. I don't know where the developers arranged it from, but the voice acting in this game reminds me of Disco Elysium in a lot of really good ways. A lot of really solid voice acting. A legendary encounter. I don't know if I want to go for that one. I might get trounced. What is this over here, though? So it's like a building, and then there's somebody guarding it. How bad is this fight going to be? It's just a normal pack of enemies. This guy's bad, though, right here. This little Goro guy with the arms. Every single turn, he adds a 1 multiplier to this. So it goes 1 times 4 to 5, 2 times 4 to 5, 3 times 4 to 5. It just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. So you got to watch out for that. Let me go with an overhead strike on you to reduce your armor down a little bit. And that's all I got on my first turn. This fight may actually last long enough. Yeah, I'm going to go for a crippling attack right there. He'll take the stun, but he'll take the damage. Preparation, block. We'll go with just a normal attack right there for 15 damage. And that actually, if you stun him, it resets his little counter. So something to keep in mind. I've got to stun everybody here. I don't really have a choice. I don't want to, but that's just kind of the way that it's going. I got to avoid taking damage. All right, so preparation's an easy pick. We'll go with 1 block. We will go with another overhead swing over here to keep debuffing his armor so that we get more damage off against him. And we need him to die about as soon as possible. All right, so we should have a free block from our passive ability after this one. Because it said we block every other attack automatically. I don't know how the game keeps track of that or if it requires any nuance to sort of manage or figure out. But, like, we'll do our best here. I did not get anything that negates attacks here, so that's kind of a problem. We also have an overhead right there. It's not going to help out too much. I don't know the extent to which nerfing armor helps out your damage. I don't know if it's like 1% per or like how it works. It does not seem to stack to like huge numbers. I've had people at like minus 150 armor, and at that point it seemed like I was getting around double damage. So like I think it works that way, but I don't know. I haven't like quantitatively tested it yet. We need crippling attack on you. I can play a block right here, and then we can attack you. Ooh, 35 damage right there. Don't you just love it? Okay, so we got another preparation, so we're up to 130% damage. Crippling attack to you, because that'll kill him and stun you, and he's been stunned 2 turns in a row, so he gets a minus 25 to armor. Just something to keep in mind is that's kind of a weird interaction that the game has that you want to keep track of. He's at minus 45 armor now, which is, like, good. We'll go ahead and throw out some damage right there, and we'll throw that out. Perfect. I don't think we'll level off of that fight, but it will give us a significant chunk of a level. And so let's see what's up with the hunting grounds over here.
The local hunters call this ancient skull the Stag Father, and lay charms and offerings around it. The legends say the Stagfather takes the dreamers away to join him on a great hunt.
So we could try to sleep here, or we can hunt for food. I'm going to try hunting for food. Because, like, sleeping's obviously going to restore our HP. Oh, apparently the deer here are, like, militarized. Okay. So these are like battle deer right here. I have to play that, otherwise I lose 50 armor on my next turn. So unfortunately, we're kind of like pigeonholed into what our play was right there. So there's our 2 block. Oh, look at that. They use, like, multiple attacks. Lovely. Okay. Well, we're playing turtle mode for right now, I guess. Oh, no. Not great. Alright, we'll attack you and stun you. You've got 3 attacks going out, which is just abysmal. I don't like that at all. We'll go for a multi-attack right there, and then we're just going to have to soak. We only took a little bit, so it's only 1 to 3 damage. Like, in all honesty, it's not that terrible. I think... Sort of curious. Like, I wanted to finish somebody off here, but I don't think it's going to go like that. Ah, we missed it by 2 HP. So we're going to have another turn where we take a little bit of a scuffing. We'll beat the stuffing out of you. We'll go for that. What is this right here? If not played next Kirby, you get 2 less cards. All right, so I got to play that. I don't want to, but, like, sometimes, you know, nature calls. Again, a little bit of damage right there. Crippling attack came up just in time, so he's now stunned. We can overhead him, deal a little bit more damage right there. And, like, what do I get from killing deer? Do I get anything interesting? Oh, we got 10 meat. It restores 5 HP. Oh, cool. So we got, like, a new item right there. That's pretty sweet. I'll definitely take that. What's over on this side? What's going on over here? A pack of enemies. Armed Wanderer. Okay, we'll talk to him real fast, too. I think the Armed Wanderer is a traitor. Like, I think he upgrades or, like, gives you a card or something like that. Alright, so nobody's really doing a whole lot here. So I guess we'll just do small strikes to try to get vulnerability on everybody. I'll probably go for her first since she's the buff bot that puts up all the totems and things. As I recall. Oh, no, she summons ghosty boys. Okay. I'll overhead you to get rid of you because I don't want to deal with that at all. And then I actually didn't pull a whole lot here, so I'm going to go with broad reach and then double damage right there. And then if I don't play that, I lose 10% of my... Oh, dude, I should have checked the card. I should have checked the card. That was a stingy one. I didn't like that at all. I can restore my HP back up with the meat, though. Like, for all intents and purposes, we have a lot of cards right now for healing. So we've got healing potions. We've got meat. So I feel like we're still in solid straights. What is this? What does that do? He's going to deal damage and summon an ally. Disgusting. Don't like that. All right, well... Let's light him up a little bit. He definitely summoned allies. Not wrong about that one. They're going to go with just some little attacks and things. Okay. Well, I guess I'll block up. I'll probably end up finishing him with the limit break. There we go. Perfect. We'll crippling attack you to shut you down with a stun and then finish off the fight. And there it is. Beautiful, flawlessly executed. See, I've been playing this game on the Pathfinder, and the Pathfinder gets stronger and stronger so long as he takes no damage. He gets like a 50% damage buff per turn where he doesn't take damage. And so, like, it's taught me to manage my blocks and never take damage. And he's the one that I've been playing, like, mostly. It's good to meet you, Traveler. There's something I'd like to ask you if you have the time. What do you need? There's a brooch somewhere out there. It's a prison in which they're keeping my innocent friend, a man who trained me and taught me everything I know about combat. Whenever I get close, there's some force that prevents me from entering, so I can't break my friend out. Maybe you'll have more luck. Can I ask you to help him out so that he doesn't rot away in a cell? Okay, yeah, I can do that. We can also learn a new skill. I think that's a really good idea. Reduce the energy cost of 2 cards in your hand by 2. Okay, deal 4 hits for 100%. That's basically just a better version of Small Strikes. And then we have deal 1. Ooh, that's really good. I want that. That's basically Iron Wave from Slay the Spire, which honestly is one of my favorite abilities in the entire game. People sleep on Iron Wave, dude. I like Iron Wave. Iron Wave is one of my like instant picks early run. And so it deals damage and it gives you block. What's not to love about that? And it only costs 1 energy. Like, I'm not taking that. I'm 100% not taking... Ooh, a pack of enemies over here? All right, we'll fight them for the blood altar so that we can, like, wash on out. We can give ourselves a little scrubby in the pits with some blood. Let's see here. We didn't really... Ooh, that costs 2 energy? Ew, that increases the armor of all enemies? Oh, don't like that. Okay, let's maybe not do that. I'm not a fan of that idea. I'll just have like a bad turn next turn. I've got enough healing to where I can kind of persevere through it, so like, you know. We've got our block right there, so that's good. We have to go after the pig first. I mean, I'm just thankful we actually got a sequence of turns right there. Like, I'm just thankful in the sequence of turns that we got enough block to, like, negate anything. I'm going to take preparation right there. We're going to use that to buff up our meter a little bit. We got 2 attacks coming on in, so we'll run the blocks real fast. Perfect. Crippling attack right there. Done. We've got... Hey. This is actually going okay right now. We're looking pretty good at the moment. We can finish him off right now, so we don't even need to worry about negating his damage. Small strikes on you. I'm trying to get my limit break filled up. Ew, dude, it's hit me with that card again. It's being such a jerk. All right, so here's how this is going to go. I'm just going to stun you, and then I'm going to overhead you, and then we're just going to chill and relax for a second until I get a real turn. How's that sound? A little bit of damage out right there, a little bit of damage out right there. Preparation that I don't really need to play in the greater scheme of things, but just to train the muscle reflexes. 7 Weirdstone out, very nice. For upgrades inside the village. Last Resort, gain 5 block, lose 1 energy next turn. Bloody Frenzy, deal 1 hit for 250 damage to all enemies. Offer 5 HP. So I lose 5 HP in order to do that. Deal 6 hits for 33% damage to random enemies. Every hit reduces armor by 5. I don't particularly like any of these cards, so I'm not going to take them. We've also got a new passive skill because we're on an odd level right now. So whenever we hit an enemy, we can increase our armor by 10 for the turn. First attack type card played in a combat costs 0 energy, so that's not terrible. Eternal Return. At the start of every turn, gain 2 ultimate charges. That would help us get our big nuke attack off more frequently. I think there was an argument to be made for the previous one as well, but I think that's the one that I want right there.
Were already here when the first men landed on the island, but they don't look like something made by the Four-Dwellers either. Their origin doesn't matter much, as most of them had been damaged by bandits looking for valuables, or simply smashed by vandals who enjoyed the way they crumble into pieces. However, you can still sense a glimpse of faint power in this place, a power that calls for your blood.
All right, so we can pray here. We can sacrifice HP for wealth. We can sacrifice HP for removing a card from our deck, or we can sacrifice HP for a level up. I'm going to go for the level up. The level up seems like the obvious choice there. We can get Raging Blade. Discard your hand. Deal 0 hits for 50% damage. It should probably say X right there. But anyways, you get a hit for every card that you discard. Deal 1 hit for 550% damage. Whew. Calm Breeze. Reduce the energy cost of 3 cards in hand by 1. I don't like the randomness of that. The cleave is interesting, but also expensive. And given how much wheeling and dealing I have to do on a given turn just to avoid taking damage, I don't know. I feel like there's a solid chance that I may not use that as frequently, like it's just taking up a spot for something more vital like Crippling Attack, which I use like every time it comes up. Oh well. We definitely need to heal. Is there like a blood pool around here somewhere? Let me light up a candle real fast. I mean, you gotta light a match out here in this bog. It's getting kind of stinky. All right, so I think I've cleared out most of the map. We do still have a few fights that are in front of us, and I would like to get stronger before we fight the boss. So I think I will show off the boss. We'll just cut this a little bit longer if we need to in order for you to see the boss. Create 10 barrier on all enemies. Gross, dude. They keep giving me these cards that are not bueno for me. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to eat some food real fast. I don't know if I'm going to get a lot of health back from these fights, but I'd like to get to the point where if I can do this without taking damage, the 5 actually matters. We actually didn't get any block right here. Yeah, we did. There it is. Okay, we're okay. Things are not that bad. We're going to be all right. Let's see. We've got a crippling attack right there. I feel like that's a great time to play that. This dude honestly shouldn't be much of a challenge. He should go down pretty fast. He's kind of a beginner fight. And out into the bog we go. There was a treasure guardian over here. Oh, was there an enemy right there? I walked right into him. Duns. Oh, hello. How you doing, boys? All right, well, preparation's the obvious choice right here. We'll go crippling attack right there. We've got celestial dagger. Probably go broad reach into the big hit right there. Yeah, that works. Luckily, I only have to deal with that guy. Reduce the damage of all enemies by 10% this turn. Okay, I'll do it. But, like, it wasn't in my game plan. Alright, so he's got big damage coming on out, and he's going to fragment and become, like, a new enemy. We didn't pull out enough block to really get done what I wanted to do here, so we're going to have to kind of just hope that it plays. We're going to take some damage. Yeah, we're going to take the 9. Okay. We have a lot to deal with right now, and we didn't get any block. Go ahead and stun you up. We'll go small strikes on what we can, finish him. We have no block, though, so unfortunately we're going to take damage here, which I'm not a huge fan of, but such is life. We'll kill him off with the limit break. We'll hit you, gain some block, throw that on out there. I could have killed him if I played broad reach. Doesn't really matter. But little inefficiencies lead to big inefficiencies when it comes to games like these, I find. Now we got a cracked Ethel in a weapon slot. Each card played increases your damage by 5%. Or we're going to increase our armor by 10. Okay. Probably just hold those in reserve for later. So we've got the treasure fight over here. We're obviously not going to be able to get to the treasure pile without fighting him. I don't know how bad he's going to be. Who are you? Pack of enemies guarding what looks like a fortune teller? Okay. Yeah, let's do it. If there's any fortunes in my future, I need to know about it. We'll throw up a block, we'll go broad reach, and then we'll throw out a big attack at the healer right there just to get him started up. Okay, so stun an enemy. If you don't play it, you will gain 10 barrier. Good, I like barrier. Let me buff my damage real fast, and we'll decide how we want to deal with this. I've got a crippling attack, which I've got to play. And I've got a stun that I gotta play, otherwise I'm going to take some damage here. Alright. I've only got to block 1 damage source on this turn. Should have played preparation first. Let's go for small strikes just to get the old limit break kind of steamrolling. So we've got 2 damage sources here. Let's go ahead and kill you. And we'll play the double block to protect ourselves. Alright. So crippling attack goes to you to negate that source of damage. We'll keep on buffing up here. Get that armor down a little bit. And then small strike. Oh, I should have played small strike second. All right, we'll go on you. Boink. There's a big hit. Get my block from that card right there. And then, oh, preparation. Didn't see it come through. And this should probably be game. I'm gonna say, it's hard to tell sometimes, but this should probably be game. That actually wasn't that bad for unlocking access to a vendor. So I'm thinking we go after these guys over here too and just see how it plays out. Come on, little buddies. I pull you from the fog in the name of Arthur. Alright, so what do those guys do? The undead is subdued by the king's dark powers. All of its hits will heal the master. Ew. Alright, well, I guess we'll go after the master. Stun you, so I don't have to deal with that. I'm just gonna focus fire this dude, and hopefully I get him down. Oh, their damage goes up. Oh, disgusting. This might be game for us. Oh, that's not good. Not ideal. Yeah. This is not good. Ow. My entire health bar. Okay, well, let's focus on the minions then. Apparently I got this totally wrong. Yeah, I misjudged the pacing of this fight. So you need to die. That's 3 times 7, which is horrifying. I think I can resolve this. Oh, he summoned another one. Ooh. Okay, I don't know what I'm going to do here then. I think this is an L. Oh. Okay. So that changes things. It instantly resummons. Oh, he's going to attack and debuff his ally. Gotcha. That, like, sort of works, but also not really. Yeah. This is a bit of a situation, ain't it? This might kill us, so I'm gonna drink a potion real fast. Just in case. Okay. So I need you to attack your ally. He's got a 21 damage going out, which I feel... Oh, he's got 10 damage going out? Oh, he's going to attack all allies and buff. Gotcha. Okay. So he's only sending out that 21. So I'm going to put up like 1 block, and then we'll go like small strikes around here just to get the meter filled back up. Because with the limit break, I can basically force one of these guys to die. I absolutely cannot soak that 63. This fight's making me think. I'm having to break out my big boy hat right here. Alright, so we've got block right here. That's good. And if we score well, the damage will go to him. I've got my block already, so I don't need to worry about that. There we go. I wonder if he dies. Oh, cool. He's going to attack his ally for 96, so we got this one in the bag. Yeah, there we go. That was a little bit nastier of a fight. I'm not going to lie. That one actually, you kind of had to like rationalize your way through it.
Was protected by this beast. A stash of gold and jewelry.
Cool.
You filled your pockets up to the brim with gold. 3 ethereal chests materialize in front of you. Bringing your hand towards one of them causes the others to shimmer and blur.
Oh. We can get a runestone armor slot. Ooh. Yeah, let's do that. Let's take a look and see how that actually worked. Oh, there it is right there. Okay. I would like to have 30 more HP. Yes, please. You won't hear me complain about that one. Let's go talk to this little healer guy over here and see what he's got going on. So, with the fortune seller, are you in need of some guidance?
Question asked by an eerie yet elegant woman who's just appeared in front of your eyes. She's of indiscernible age, but looks strangely disturbing, standing peacefully within the Wyrdness.
You can withdraw the course of your destiny and change the fate of future fights. Come closer and see. Okay. So we can get a talking skull, discard all cards in hand and draw 3 cards. Draw 1 card from a tome of knowledge. Discard all cards in hand and draw 3. And then we've got offer 10 HP to gain an energy. Okay. What will she give me for one of the runestones? Just like $5. None of those seem like I want to use them. I want to show you guys the boss. Where's the boss at? Where's he hiding at? Hello? Boss man, you over here? I think that's him right there. And I don't think we're going to have to use a candle for this. The first boss was a giant rock golem, and he was kind of... You had to come up with a creative way to beat him. This fight I've never seen before, so I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I'll crippling attack you just to make sure. This enemy casts barriers and redirects damage from the whole group, so he's probably going to have to go first. Would be my estimate anyways. Let's start debuffing his armor because he's got 60% armor, so that's going to be kind of a headache to deal with. Oh my god, he gave me minus 50 armor. What an animal. Okay. Yep, that's a lot of barrier he's putting around. Oof. Not going great so far. Not going great. Play the block. Play small strikes to keep the limit break going up. I still need that armor to go down lower. We're gonna get a little bit crunchy this turn. Things are not coming up in the order that I need them to come up. Alright, so we've got Celestial Dagger again, which is great. We'll play that. Small strikes again. I need to play a block though too, just to negate what I can here. I'm gonna run both my potions real fast. Let's see here. He intends to buff and debuff. Okay. We've only got 10 damage to deal with this time around. Still need his armor to go down. The lower, the better. Man, that barrier is problematic. That barrier is big time problematic. That did not accomplish nearly as much as I wanted it to accomplish. Go for a stun on you to negate damage, and then an overhead swing right there. He's almost down to even armor now, so he should start getting hurt a little. Oh, they're buffing each other's damage too. Oof, this could get ugly. Alright, well. Let's keep buffing up the old limit break meter. I think that's really our only way through this. We've got 20 HP more that we can play around with here when it comes to healing. Crippling attack, obviously got to go to you since you're doing a burst attack. Let's go... I'm going to eat the 6, I think, in order to get some actual damage off on him. Hopefully this guy doesn't have a resummon mechanic. If he has a resummon mechanic, this is going to get really ugly really fast. Okay, so we have 2 times 4 right there. Give me a hit right there. Give me a hit right there before the next barrier goes up. Give me an overhead. I should have done that first for the debuff, but I didn't look at my energy. Okay. I have to run the stun on you because that's the principal source of damage. I do have my limit break up. That might kill him. Good. Okay, so he's down. We've dealt with one issue here. Next up, this little guy. So crippling attack to you. Get a block up to eat that hit right there. We'll go small strikes so that I continue to work on my limit break. But it looks like you don't get progress towards your limit break. Well, maybe it did. I don't know. Let's see. We'll go a block. We'll go with an overhead swing. We'll go with small strikes. Yeah, it looks like you don't get your rage or whatever if they put up barriers, but then it goes up. That's the 2 from my ability, though. Okay, that makes sense. Stun you, because I don't feel like dealing with that. And then the 1 block that I need will come from you. All right. So the small strikes are not helpful so long as they have barrier. Gotcha. In that case, it makes better sense to just go hard in the paint because his barrier is stacking right now to like really, really high levels. And so I'd rather not deal with it. We'll cripple him real fast. Preparation. We've got another block over here. It's not much damage, so I think I'm just going to go for all overheads to debuff this armor. Okay. His other ally is down. Now we can fully focus on this dude. And honestly, I think 1 limit break should take down his entire shield. Well, it took down about half. Okay. But it should just be cleanup duty from here, I think. What's he gonna do? He's gonna buff. Alright, well, I'm just gonna take my damage where I can get it then. Alright, 15 to 20 going out right there. There we go. We've neutralized the shield, finally. That means that, like, some of my other little attacks will actually be more helpful. Alright, so small strikes is finally back on the board, which is fantastic. Another preparation, another block. Dude, our deck is coming up in good order right now. I should have played those reverse, but that's life. Let's see here. We've got a block. Yep, that sounds good. A little bit more armor peeled off of him. Dude, I think we got this in the bag, actually. We came out of this one in decent shape. Done. We got a free weird candle, too. Definitely take that. And I think that was the boss. So I think we're out of here, and it'll take us back to the city and basically, like, tabulate all the things that we've done. And then we basically start over fresh with a new boss at the end. So anyways, this is Tainted Grail Conquest, a split off from Tainted Grail Fall of Avalon. And so anyways, this is a sponsored video, so like I said, can't do a whole lot of qualitative commentary right there, because obviously that creates a conflict of interest. But I appreciate y'all hanging out and watching. It's available down below in the description. You can check it out down there and get the game for yourself if you want. Thank you to the developers for making this video happen, and I will see you all next time, I suppose. Take care, everybody.